Ostlegionen, Eastern Legions. The Third Reich, Hitler's regime during World War II, put racial purity at the forefront of policy and the future of the German Empire. So it's no doubt surprising that Germany recruited tens of thousands of non-German and non-European soldiers to fight for Germany. The Ostlegionen were the Eastern Legions, who were primarily made up of former personnel from the Soviet Union. Out of over 34 million soldiers who served in the Red Army during World War II, approximately 4 million came from Central Asia. The modern Central Asian republics of Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan contributed approximately 4 million soldiers, including 1 million Kazakhs and 1.43 million Uzbeks. The Soviets further drafted thousands from modern Russia's Asiatic Far East. Some of these ethnically diverse soldiers serving in the Red Army once captured by the Germans were given a choice. They could risk death in a German POW camp, or death fighting for the German army. Not all joined by coercion, some volunteered. It wasn't unusual for Germans to capture Soviet citizens who were conscripted against their will, to fight for a communist empire that oppressed their people. Many ethnic minorities in the Soviet Union wanted independence, and they viewed the Germans as enemies of their enemy. The majority of these Eastern units were stationed away from front lines, used in supporting roles, cooking, digging trenches. The Eastern unit shown in the film My Way wear the badge of the Turkestan Legion, which shows a picture of a mosque with the words Tengri Bizmenen, meaning God is with us. The Turkestan Legion numbered 16,000 soldiers by 1943. The men here were fortunate enough to be serving in Normandy. Many of the Eastern units faced execution or were worked to death if they were captured by Soviet forces or repatriated to the USSR by the Western Allies, which many were. Though this may have been a justice in some cases, the Turkestan Legion was infamous for anti-partisan duties in northeastern Italy, where they were responsible for war crimes against civilians. Eastern units were first formed shortly after the start of Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union, in June of 1941. These men were initially termed Hilfswillinge, translating to willing helper. These units were formed at the initiative of different German commanders as the German army captured large swaths of Soviet territory, requiring significant manpower to control. Adolf Hitler reluctantly agreed to the recruitment, and in a short period, some Eastern units entered direct combat. Many Eastern Europeans greeted the German army as liberators. This included nations invaded by the Soviet Union in 1940, such as Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. Other cultural groups oppressed by the Soviet Union, such as the Tatars, Cossacks, and Muslim Slavs, viewed the Germans as potential allies. By mid-1944, upwards to 600,000 Eastern Legion troops were assembled. Starting in April of 1940, Himmler, head of the SS, began recruiting foreigners into the Waffen-SS, the combat branch of the SS. The Waffen-SS was first conceived as an elite fighting force, with a strict dedication to Hitler and Nazi ideology. For example, Dutch, Danish, and Norwegian volunteers were seen as ethnic Germanic people, and were recruited as part of the propaganda-driven Pan-Germanic army of the future. Even a small British unit was formed of captured soldiers, which would become the British Free Corps, formed in 1943. It had a total membership of 54 men. The British Free Corps mainly served as a propaganda tool to encourage other Brits to join Germany in the fight against communism. Original requirements for the SS included a height of 5'9", perfect eyesight, and good teeth, amongst, of course, racial purity. However, the SS, like the Greater German Army, experienced manpower shortages during the invasion of the Soviet Union and onwards. They too recruited beyond their original character. From 1942 onwards, many non-Germanic SS were recruited. Manpower trumped elitism. 500,000 foreigners would serve with the Waffen-SS, and thousands of these soldiers came from Central Asia. Many of these units were first under the command of the army before being transferred to the SS, such as the Indian Legion, which had a maximum strength of 4,500. Indians joined the Legion to combat the British and obtain independence for India. Alright, I'm Johnny, thanks for watching. Here's to hoping that one day being drafted to go to war is a thing of the past. Or at least being drafted by another country that isn't even yours. Horrible thing, really. Anyway, take care and have a nice rest of your day.